I have a question for you. Have you ever been to the barber, you get that cut, and then he styles it, and you're like, oh my God, that looks amazing. And then you get home and you try to replicate it, and it's never the same? Well, I'm gonna tell you about my personal experience that I learned through trial and error to get my perfect look without my barber styling for me every single time. Hey guys, it's Captain Daniel Hyun from ABC's Attraction. So the look that I always go with is a Pompadour. It's kind of like that look where it's like fluffy, slick back. And you'll see it also in my E! Network dating show where I have that perfect hair look where the comedians make a comment about it.
Perfect hair. Where does he get his wig?
When you get that cut from the barber and he starts styling your hair, ask him what items is he using and what product is he using to make you get that look. Also, I recommend that you actually get your camera or your iPhone camera or whatever phone you have and record how he does it. And also be aware of how he uses that comb to motion it. The second part I'm going to talk about is exact items and product I use personally to get my Pompadour look. And at the end, I'll summarize exactly what kind of motions I use and you'll see how I do it. So now you're at the barber getting your fresh cut. So when you get that cut, the barber usually will ask you, hey, do you want me to style it? Yes, most barbershops will style it for you and actually give you and wash your hair. So when you're your barber, make sure he styles your hair and watch it closely. You need to watch it more than once. That's why I said recommend you getting an iPhone camera or whatever phone you have and record your barber doing it. But I think the first time you should actually be present to the moment and watch exactly how it does it, and on the second time record it. So that's the first thing. Now the second part is, what are the exact items that the barber has? Honestly, if you could afford all the barbershop's items, get a cheaper version, because what I realized a lot of barbershops they're kind of like the masters of their art, so they get really expensive items like expensive comb, but ask your barber, hey, what's a cheaper version to get? So I'm gonna break down the items that I personally got to style my hair. The first must-have item when you're styling your hair is the hair product. So this one that I use is called the Lay Right blend. So as you can tell, so Lay Right, they have multiple water-based pomades. So this is a high hold, matte finish, and water soluble. So a high hold means that it has a very strong hold on your hair. So even if you're sweating, if you're doing something crazy and you're dancing, it's very strong, right? Matte finish. Matte finish means it's more of a natural look. Sometimes I do go with the matte finish because I want a more natural look, but sometimes go for the high shine where it has that kind of like shiny look. Water soluble. This is crucial for me, especially if you have oily skin. Guys, get water soluble. This means it's a water-based pomade. An oil-based pomade is made out of oil, so if you sweat, the oil pomade could actually get on your face. So I don't personally use oil-based pomade, but I heard good things about it. But if you have oily skin, I would stay away from it. Now I'm going to show you the texture of the pomade, okay? Boom, right? And one thing about this brand is you don't need a lot of it, okay? If you actually do the preliminary things to get your hair more fluffed up, you don't need a lot of pomade. You only need a lot of pomade when you kind of mess in the beginning and it's not fluffy enough to get that high hold. So you can see the texture. Second item you need is a hairbrush, okay? So this hair styling brush is only kind of one end. Usually though, this is my friend's brush, but one of the brushes that I use is a circular 360 where I have all these like needles. And what it does is when you're combing your hair, it actually fluffs it up, but you need the third item. This is a must-have, a hair dryer, okay? So it doesn't matter what brand, guys, but personally I'm using this because it's at my friend's house, but it doesn't really matter. And you could actually get a cheap one for like $20, and you could even get a portable one that I use at like for like $10, right? You just make sure it has a high temperature hair dryer. You don't want a cold air only hair dryer, but most of the hair dryers, they have temperature zones where you can use, okay? So hair dryer, water-based pomade, and a hairbrush. Yeah, these are only the three things I need. Here's a bonus item that I sometimes use when I want that really kind of stylish, slick back look. I'm going more with a natural look, but here's a bonus item that I use. This is a comb. So sometimes you just see a comb like this. This is a special comb, kind of different, it's more like wavy, but combs are very cheap. They're only like $2 to $5, guys. So it's really worth it if you want that slick look. Now I'm gonna show you a step-by-step process of how I actually style my hair. So first things first, as you can tell, my hard part's right here, right? So my hair is gonna go from my left to my right. You see that flow? So first things first, I comb it that way, like that. And this is important, guys. My back, I make sure that's flat on the back because the back of your hair is gonna be your hardest part. You see how it kind of goes fluffy? So you have to kind of comb it that way. Use a hairbrush. Kind of style it how you want it to look, right? But you could tell because of the wetness, it's still very flat, okay? So while I did that, I'm gonna get the hairdryer ready. So while I'm doing this, you're not gonna see me commentate about how exactly I'm doing it, but I wanna show you, look at my left hand while I'm holding the hairdryer and how I brush my hair to get that fluffy look. So one thing I just realized when I was styling my hair and drying it, it was actually very wet. So one thing you have to do, that's a requirement before you start hair drying, is really towel dry that hair where you try to get out that extra liquid, extra wetness in your hair. And that's why you actually saw me use my hand, because I could tell it was very wet. So I remember I was kept on hair drying and I felt that it was wet. So I first went through with my hands and make sure it got into the deep hair to make sure it was dry. And then I started using my brush. Now my hair is formed and fluffy enough for me to style it. So I'm going to show you how I get the hair product in my hair. So watch this closely. I use my index finger. That's exactly the amount. You could use less or more based on how strong your hold is in your hair. This is enough for me. Just like I say index finger amount, okay? But this is crucial, guys. Watch this. You need to make sure the product is in both hands evenly spread out. So this is very important. You put the index finger onto your palm, and then you gotta rub in the product until it's evenly spread out into both hands, okay? And I was also gonna give you a tip by my barber that you want to actually rub in the product until it's actually kind of warm. And I'm actually feeling the warm sensation in my hand. All right, so now look at that, it's evenly spread out. Now I'm going to put the product in my hair and style it. So this is also very important. Do you see how my hair is formed to the right? So when I put it, I don't do what most people do where they go wow like that and try to get all the product in the hair. I actually put it the way I want my hair styled. So watch. Do you see that? My hair is already formed up because of how I style it when I use my hair dryer. Now all I need to do is put it into my roots. And also remember, my back of my hair is always the one that always kind of gets out of place. So I make sure there's some little bit extra product back there. Okay. You can't see any of the white stuff, but I still feel kind of the stickiness. So I kind of still put it up until I get the desired look I want. And any extra product I feel in my hand, now I'm going to kind of flatten out the back of my hair. And there you have it. Look at that. Another bonus tip I'm gonna give you, I don't have it with me right now, but it's a hairspray. So one thing I don't like about hairsprays is it makes your hair kind of feel crusty, but just some light hold hairsprays, it gives you that little bit extra hold, especially if you don't want your hair to flop. So what I would do with a hairspray, if I had one right now, I'll just spray it around. I'll spray it around, and to have an extra hold, I'll take the hairdryer, put it on low setting. You see that it has extra low settings? I'll do it like that, and I'll put it on probably a warmer, like a warm look, right there in the middle, and I'll just put it medium. All right, it's gonna turn on, so the sound's gonna be a little bit high. I'll just So now what the hairdryer did was melt the product into my hair. So it's now completely on hold. You see that? I could jump up and down and it's not moving. So that's how you get it into a higher hold if you want your hair not to move. So let me sum up what just happened. So first thing you do is you have to learn how to style your hair. And how do you do that? Go to your barber, ask him to style your hair for you, and watch how he does it. What products does he use? What items he uses to actually make you have that really perfect hairstyle look. And then once you find out how he styles your hair and you record it with your phone, get the products. Hairbrush for me, water-based pomade, hair dryer, and if I want it to be more slick back, comb. And then lastly, how to actually style your hair. Comb first, get it to the direction you want it, make sure your hair's dry, towel dried first, and then use a hair dryer to get it to the way you want it. And then once you get that fluffed up pompadour look, you use the product to style it in. Make sure the product's in your hands evenly spread out, a little warm sensation, and put it in. For my weak spots where my hair kind of goes crazy is my back spot. So I put a little bit extra product. And it's okay if you realize you kind of, oh man, it's not having that hold. You always have that hair product, boom. And any bonus item to make it have a stronger hold, hairspray, and then warm, less strong setting, and hair dried in to keep that shape. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments on the tutorial, please leave a comment below and make sure you're subscribed also.
Thanks for watching our video. I hope you liked it. And make sure you guys subscribe to this channel and watch all our other videos. Great news too. Every Monday, we'll be putting out a new weekly video. That's right, we've got educational seminars, street interviews, fun in-field pickup videos, and anything else we can come up with that's fun for you guys to watch. So check back.